Thank you. And now for our Young Alumni Award. The Young Alumni Award, established in 2000, honors the significant professional accomplishments of alumni who are 40 years of age and under, a segment that represents more than half of our living alumni, if you didn't know that. Recipients are alumni who, in the short time since graduation, have achieved extraordinary things. As a child, this young alumnus dreamed of being the first person in his family to attend college. Not only did the Jonesboro native accomplish that dream, but has served as president or chancellor of 3 Arkansas higher education institutions, all before the age of 38. On November 9th, 2010, he was named the second president of the Arkansas State University system. He previously served as president of Henderson State University, chancellor of the University of Arkansas Community College at Hope, vice chancellor for academic affairs at Arkansas State University, BB, and the dean of university studies at Pulaski Technical College. He also worked at the University of Arkansas at Little Rock and served as an instructor of education and political science at 3 different colleges in Arkansas. He is the youngest person to ever serve as president or chancellor of an Arkansas community college and is currently the youngest college president in the state. His career path is not one he considered until he was elected president of the Associated Student Government while at the University of Arkansas. Working closely with then-Chancellor Dan Ferreter, this awardee realized the eye-opening impact a university administrator can have affecting change for thousands of students. As a first-generation student, he found the opportunity to help other young people accomplish their academic dreams, found that very appealing. In addition, he has considerable experience in governmental affairs. He served as White House intern along with serving on the staffs of Senator David Pryor and then Representative Blanche Lincoln while earning his graduate degree from George Washington University. He is especially proud to be the first member of either side of his extended family to obtain a graduate degree. In less than 20 years since graduation, our recipient has done more than some do in their entire lives. In recognition of his extraordinary success, the Arkansas Alumni Association honors its 2012 young alumnus, Dr. Charles Welch.
Thank you for that kind introduction. I'm sure you're all wondering, why can't this guy keep a job? Or is he in the witness protection program or something? It's usually what I get asked. But this is indeed a significant honor for me and great to be back on campus. You know, this university gave me many things. It certainly gave me among the best years of my life. It gave me my baccalaureate degree. It gave me my wife, so I mentioned you, so remember that. My wife, Mandy, we met here. She's also a graduate. My mom and dad are here who taught me about the importance of education and why it was important to go to college. I have 3 of my bosses here tonight, 3 members of our Board of Trustees at ASU, and it means a great deal for me personally that you would make it here tonight to be with us. You know, I often tell young people when I am speaking that I am a living, breathing example of the transformative power of a higher education. Because as Graham talked about, you know, none of my grandparents were able to complete past the 8th grade. My father's father had to sign his name with an X because he couldn't read or write. And that was, unfortunately, all too often the typical Arkansas story. But because I had the opportunity that I had and the support that I had from my parents and others to come to the University of Arkansas and learn exactly why education is so critically important to our future, I've had a life that I never dreamed possible. And, you know, I was just sitting there thinking, I mean, it's pretty remarkable that I came to this institution in 1991 with no understanding whatsoever of what college was about. I graduated in 1995, and within 9 years of graduation, I had my first college presidency. And I attribute a lot of that to the University of Arkansas, and I attribute that to people like Dan Ferreter and people like Alan Sugg, who were great mentors to me and certainly played a key role in helping me to get to this point tonight. But, you know, I have 3 little girls at home, and every day I get up and go to work knowing that I've got to continue what I do to make sure that they have those opportunities and to make sure that their friends have those opportunities. And so I'm thankful to the University of Arkansas for allowing me to get my start here and certainly for this recognition tonight. I failed to mention one people. Ben and Janet Heineman played a key role in raising me, and there's many times that they've told me probably what I should and should not be doing with their son when we were in high school and college. And Ben told me tonight, keep it short or I will call you out. So, Mr. Heineman, I'm going to do that tonight. And tomorrow I look forward to the game. And Dave, I just want to say that I'm going to call the Hogs. If it sounds a little like a wolf howl, I apologize for that, but that's what I've been trained to do. Thank you very much.
There's that. Can you hold that up for me? Thanks a lot, very much. Well, they are certainly amazing individuals, aren't they? They are. I tell you, I mean, just, okay, I'm not worthy. So, hey, guess what? We're going to take a short break. We're going to have dinner. You can talk amongst yourselves. We're going to put some music on in the background, and we'll come back as dessert's being served. Actually, as you start eating dessert, we'll start doing that. So enjoy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're back. Now, so what did we all think of dinner? Was it pretty good? Can we give an applause for the dinner, please? Well done, wonderful. So we're going to begin the second half of our award ceremony. And we're going to start with the Charles and Nadine Baum Faculty Teaching Award. Last year, the Arkansas Alumni Association began a new tradition of including the university's premier award, the Charles and Nadine Baum Faculty Teaching Award, as part of our annual faculty recognition. Here to present the Baum Award is the university's Chief Academic Officer, Provost, and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Sharon Gaber. Please welcome Sharon.
Good evening. In 1997, the Charles and Nadine Baum Faculty Teaching Award was established. The $5,000 award recognizes a faculty member for his or her outstanding teaching. Our 2012 recipient is very special. It was a dream come true for this alumna to return to her alma mater as a professor in the Marketing and Logistics Department in 1991. Her love of the University of Arkansas began 10 years earlier when she walked across the campus for the first time as an undergraduate student. Her passion for teaching is infectious, but she wants to be known as a teacher who requires a great deal of work from her students. One of the favorite comments she received on an evaluation was, "I never worked so hard for a B and had so much fun doing it." Her innovative teaching style incorporates the unique approach of a reading-based seminar-style undergraduate course, which is designed in collaboration with an advisory board she developed with input from 20 industry executives. She works with the executives to keep herself and her class connected and aligned with the industry. The board members often speak to her classes and in many cases have provided internships and full-time job opportunities to her students. She also makes certain that a portion of each class day addresses real-world issues that students will encounter in their careers. She does all of this while following her personal philosophy of being happy in the classroom every day. The University of Arkansas is pleased to recognize the achievements of a rising star with the Charles and Nadine Baum Faculty Teaching Award, Dr. Molly Inhofe-Raper.
At the risk of offending anyone here from Bentonville, I'm so pleased to say that going into halftime of the Fayetteville-Bentonville game, it is 7-all. Go Bulldogs. Our oldest son is not here tonight. He is the starting tight end of that game, and we couldn't be happier. Oh gosh, I'm so nervous. I'm so normally prepared, but this week was hectic. And everyone keeps telling me to speak from the heart, but my heart is just overflowing, and so it's quite hard. But I have to say that one of my kids told me that I seem disproportionately sentimental about this award. I've been blessed with winning other teaching awards, and this one just seems to be pouring onto my heart, and I hope you don't mind if I share with you why that is. And I think that for those of you that love the university, maybe my explanation of that will resonate with you as well. And I first set foot on the U of A campus in 1978 when my parents, Kay and Jim Inhofe, brought their oldest son to this university. And when I set foot on this campus and specifically noticed that my feet were standing on senior walk, that was my moment. And I began contemplating being here as a student myself. And when I thought about the fact that my name could be etched in stone with all the many people, many of you who are in this room that have your names etched in that fine heritage that we have, I started thinking about where that path could take me. And I have to be honest in saying, I never, ever envisioned the blessings that would pour so richly on me. But the education that this university provided me once I made that decision, and the relationships that I formed, and the opportunities that abounded in my life from that decision are beyond belief for me. Those opportunities took me to Oklahoma and to Virginia and to Tennessee and back to this institution as a faculty member, and it's been bountiful and amazing. And to look back now and to think that it all started at that kitchen table where my parents helped me make that decision to come to the University of Arkansas. And that in 1981, when I came here and my oldest brother decided to introduce me to Jimmy Rapert, who became my friend, and then a good friend, and then my best friend, and then my husband. It's just amazing. And then I came back here, and the University of Arkansas, my university, that I get to celebrate with this award tonight, my university saw fit to support me and Jimmy through the birth of our 4 children. Again, go Bulldogs. So the 4 children, one who can't be here tonight because he will be beating Bentonville, but our other 3 children, Luke, 3 touchdowns last night, go Woodland Cowboys, great job. And Jonah, conference championship, track, cross country, we love you. And then, in her own special way, Doyle Williams, my dean, was so special in supporting Jimmy and I and motivating us through the adoption of Marie from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and saying, no matter what happens with that adoption, we are your Walton College family and we support you. Who does that? My university does that. And it's irreplaceable in my life, and I have that support now with Dean Jones, and I do not take it for granted. And I'm overflowing with joy at that. I love research and service, but it's teaching that what consumes me. I love my job, but I love being a wife and mom first, and I love that my university embraces that for me. And so in closing, I'd like to say that these sidewalks of my university, where my name is etched in stone, took me from a childhood that people can only dream about to a life that I never envisioned. And I'm humbled by being here tonight, and I thank you very much.
Well known to all Razorbacks, the next presenter really needs no introduction. Presenting the association's 2 Faculty Distinguished Achievement Awards is Chancellor and alumnus Dave Gerhardt, JD 1978 and EDD 1989. Chancellor, will you please come to the stage?
Well, thank you very much, Sharon. And let me just say how pleased we are that we have Sharon Gaber as our provost. She does a fantastic job. And I also want to thank Graham Stewart. Graham is brand new at the university, but he is a real catch, a great hire. And Graham, I'm just grateful that we were able to convince you to come to the University of Arkansas. Thank you very much for your service. You're already making a tremendous addition to our institution, and we appreciate it very much. And I particularly liked the singing of the alma mater tonight. I thought that was really classy, and I really appreciate you putting the words up here on the... Now, it's not that I don't know the words, but I know a lot of people in here might have forgotten them, so thank you very much. That was really classy, and I appreciate it. And I want to take this opportunity also to introduce a few people that are very important to our University of Arkansas. We had our Board of Trustees meeting today, and had they not approved all of the items we had on the agenda, I might not introduce them tonight, but they did. So I'm going to. The first, of course, is the president of our University of Arkansas system, and that is Dr. Bobbitt, Dr. Don Bobbitt, and his wife, Susan. And where are you sitting? I know you're here. I saw you earlier. There they are. Thank you. Now, I asked my wife, Jane, to survey the room to make sure I got all the trustees, and I think we did. Let me say, I think she did. If not, well, we will revise, but I know that Trustee Jane Rogers and her husband Jay are here. May I ask you to stand? Thank you. We have Trustee Ben Heineman and his wife Janet, I think, are over here. Yes? And we have Trustee Jim Von Grimp and his wife Susan. I'm pretty sure, here they are right here. Now, thank you. Did I miss a trustee? I don't think I did. Well, thank you to our trustees. We have an incredible board that gives great service to this university, and I want all of you to know what they look like, and I want to thank them for the service they give, as well as our president of the system, Dr. Bobbitt. I want to, before I begin my formal remarks, I want to congratulate all of the honorees tonight. I know all of them. Mr. Charlo, who has been a trustee of the university and a wonderful benefactor of this institution, a great human being, a good person, and of course, General Bowden. We're very grateful to the General for his service to this institution. We thank you, sir, very much. We're proud of you. And to Paul Nolan, who has been an incredible faculty member at this university for many, many years, and our tie to Panama and to the Uranoses. Thank you so much for coming all the way from Panama. Good friends of ours. We're grateful to have you. The Nolans have 4 boys. They're over here. And my wife used to live on the same street that they did on Rush Drive. And the joke was that the Nolans didn't let their dogs out in the morning. They let their 4 boys out in the morning. But they're great kids, and they've all been very successful. And then I want to congratulate my colleague Chuck Welch, Dr. Welch, president of the Arkansas State University system. He is indeed one of the youngest presidents in the nation of a major university, and I just want all of you to know that I am getting really damn tired of hearing that. Okay, Chuck, you're the youngest, I'm the oldest, all right? That's okay. He's young enough he could be my son. Do you realize that? I want you to know, Chuck, we're very proud of you to call you an alumnus. You are a great alumnus of the university, and you deserve this award, and we are extraordinarily proud of the service that you give to higher education in the state. However, that does not mean we're going to play you in football. And Molly Rapert, Molly's one of the best faculty members we have at this university. She is extraordinary. Now I want to tell you something real quickly about Molly. Molly has never said to me or to any of the administration that her father is a United States Senator. He is, in fact, and was introduced earlier, the United States Senator from Oklahoma, the senior senator. And I just got to tell you, folks, I asked her one time, I said, Molly, you never told me that. And she says, well, you don't earn your way by your parents. And I thought, my gosh, what a great thing. So, Molly, we're proud of you, but we're proud of your father too. But I think that's a great comment, and we thank you for that. And Dr. Venkatesh, I'm going to talk about him in a moment. Wonderful researcher, wonderful faculty member, Dr. Gary Ritter, one of the best at this institution. I'll be introducing him. And of course, Jimmy Dykes. Jimmy, we are very proud of you, Jimmy, and he's going to be introduced before long. I think he's one of the best analysts that ESPN has. He's one of the best in the business. By the way, Jimmy, Jeff Long was here earlier. He had to leave to go to the ball game tonight. And I just want to know, Jimmy, did he tell you who our next football coach is going to be? Because I need to know that. So. Oh, all right. Well, I'm sure our trustees will be very interested in that. And Chris Hinton Lee, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Hinton Lee, she's going to be introduced in a moment, but she is the chief architect of the United States Army Corps of Engineers. Now think about that. That's a big, big job. We're so very proud of her. And Rennie Rutledge was in school around the same time I was, and my wife. I know you're thinking he looks 20 years younger than me, but I've had a hard life. And I just want you to look over here. His whole family is gathered right here, and they're all, the men, his 3 sons, are incredibly handsome. Their wives are incredibly beautiful. We call them the Eddie Bauer family. They're all right here, and congratulations to you. But I just wanted to say a brief word about all of our honorees tonight. We are extraordinarily proud of all of you. Now, my job is to introduce 2 of our honorees tonight, and these are our faculty members. 50 years ago, the Alumni Association first honored faculty achievement. 50 years we've been doing this. In that period, 152 professors have been honored. Tonight, we add 2 more prominent educators. This award carries not only great prestige, but also a $5,000 cash prize. Our first faculty award recipient for service is Dr. Gary Ritter. Dr. Ritter carries a number of hats, wears a number of hats at this university. He is a professor and the 21st Century Chair in Education Policy in the Department of Education Reform. And he is also the Director of the Office of Education Policy. Yet he had never even visited Arkansas until the summer of 1999 when he was interviewed here. He admits that he knew very little about the University of Arkansas when he joined the faculty in 2000, but since then, he has dedicated his service to improving education throughout the entire state and beyond. His early work at the university was with the Public Policy Doctoral Program. In his role as Associate Director between 2000 and 2006, he was primarily responsible for developing a coordinated education policy specialization within the program. Since the development of the Education Reform Department and his subsequent appointment to the endowed professorship in education policy, he has shifted his efforts away from public policy to his own department. His most significant service is his leadership in the Office of Education Policy, which he himself founded in 2003. Since that time, he has generated resources to grow the office's budget to almost tripling it in the time he's been involved, while working with numerous local districts, school districts, regarding a wide variety of educational reform and policy issues. The office's work has grown into 3 primary areas. Number 1, outreach with Arkansas schools. Secondly, testimony and presentations to Arkansas policymakers. And third, disseminating research results on K-12 education through their website, published reports, and conferences. This gentleman has done a great deal for education policy in this state. So it is with great pleasure that the Arkansas Alumni Association is extremely proud to recognize the commitment of a national leader in the field of educational policy. Professor and 21st Century Chair in Education Policy, Director of the Office for Education Policy, Department of Education Reform, the College of Education and Health Professions, Dr. Gary Ritter.
The Chancellor suggested he would hold this for me. I believe he's giving me the same indication that my kids gave me: don't speak long. So I have a few pieces of advice: no longer than 4.5 minutes, and don't embarrass us, Dad. And I do have a bit of a beef with the Chancellor. I was told I would not have to follow Molly Raper.
Me either.
And Chancellor Gearhart, I'll do my best. Thank you very much to the Alumni Association, to the distinguished awardees, and to all the great faculty and alumni here tonight, and to the campus leadership. It's with great honor and humility that I accept this award. This is truly a great job we have, and frankly, to be able to get awards on top of it, it's more than we deserve. I must say, although as I've been outed, I am not a native Southerner, I have never been more proud to be a Razorback. I am grateful for the warm reception I've received in my time here, and I'm not sure I would have given myself such a warm reception. I mean, I'm from New Jersey, I'm from Philadelphia, I'm a Yankee. And a couple quick stories to let you know, and they will be quick, I'm looking at my kids. A couple quick stories to let you know how difficult it is for a Yankee to get immersed in this culture. I came down here, and in my first home, there was a knock on the door, and these folks claimed to be the Fayetteville Welcoming Committee. And I did what any good Northeasterner would do when someone who's strange to you knocks on the door. I told my kids to hit the floor and get away from the windows. Being good, obedient children, they of course did that. And then when I came to the door, I found out, no, they weren't going to shoot us. They were simply probably casing the joint for a future robbery. It ends up, indeed, there is a Fayetteville Welcoming Committee. And later on, in trying to pay my mover, who was also from New Jersey, I tried to write him a check, and he said, I'm not going to accept a check. I need a money order. I had just moved down here. I went to the bank to purchase a money order. They wouldn't sell me a money order because they don't know who I am. However, my landlord, a nice professor from the University of Arkansas, said, well, he's a professor, he's new here, I'll vouch for him. So then they took my $4,000 check or whatever it was, and the bank wrote a money order, and the mover went along. They were a bit disappointed when the check bounced. But anyway, it's no small task for the Razorbacks to welcome in a Northerner and make me feel welcome, and I truly, truly appreciate it. I've had a great time here, and I must say that I've never been in a place where the leadership is so supportive of good faculty work. We've been awarded, Molly has been awarded, we'll also see the research award in a minute. We've been awarded for our work with respect to research and service and teaching, but we're able to do it because we have leadership that is very supportive. It makes sure there's not silly red tape in our way. They're supportive, and when we do good work, once in a while they praise us for it, and the leadership is just great. Thank you, Chancellor Gearhart and Provost Gabo, for the great support you give us. And let me also thank two of my deans, my more local administrators in the College of Education, who are both kind enough to be here tonight, Dean Tom Smith and Dean Reed Greenwood. They've been able to make it a great place to work. And I say it's work, but it doesn't feel like work with this great support. But every once in a while, I still have to leave home. I still have to not help with the kids. And I must say, none of this would work if I didn't have the great support of my family. And after Molly's great speech, I've been told by my kids I need to mention them. I do not have the tight end for the Fayetteville Bulldogs. However, I do have a Haas Hall golfer, a Fayetteville basketball player, a Woodland volleyballer, and two St. Joe's soccer players. So thank you. And at least some fraction of them, I'm sure, are future Razorbacks. So thank you guys for coming, and those of you who have children know what a great gift it is to have preteens and teens sit through this many hours of this stuff for you. I believe I will owe them for that. So I will finish up with, I'll tell you a bit about the reward I'm getting is service. And this is called work, but it doesn't, again, feel like work. We're freed up to do research, teaching, and service. But I have to say, we get to teach what we want, we get to read what we want, we get to write what we want, all thanks to the generosity of the alumni, of students, taxpayers, parents in Arkansas. And this is the job we get to do every day. And I've heard Molly say it a lot, I say it, it's the best job ever. And I said this to Debbie Bloom, who did all the great work of organizing this for the alumni group. And I said, in fact, for me, this is about the best job I can imagine, short of being an athlete on a big stage. That would be great, but I'm not gifted in that way. And so I told Debbie this, other than that, this is the best job. And Debbie looked at me and she said, well, maybe I've got some good news for you. Not only tomorrow do you get to walk down to the field at halftime and receive an award, which is just for a wannabe athlete, just a great thrill, but our secondary has been decimated by injuries, and I think you and Dr. Rapert are going to suit up at the corner. So, thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Gary. That was marvelous. We appreciate your comments and congratulations to you. And we're not really interested in you or Molly suiting up. We want Luke over here. He's the guy that Where are you, Luke? All right. Don't go far. Now, we may need you. Well, since joining the University of Arkansas faculty in 2004, this next professor's research has focused on understanding the diffusion of technologies in organizations and society. For more than a decade, Dr. Visnawath Venkatesh has worked with several companies and government agencies in different capacities, ranging from a systems engineer to a special consultant to the vice president, and he has rigorously studied real-world phenomena. He says he is living his dream of helping people of India. He considers his efforts to solve the digital divide in India as his highest impact and most gratifying research project. The objective is simple: use technology to better the lives of millions of farmers and their families, many of whom do not have running water or electricity in their homes. Through this project, technology kiosks provide information such as timely and accurate weather information, modern farming practices, fair market prices for their agricultural produce, and health information to reduce infant, child, and maternal mortality. For nearly 8 years, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's recipient has directed the research project that has studied the factors leading to the success of this initiative. The project has attracted research funding from numerous sources, including the government and private corporations. He has presented the research findings to universities across the globe and at the United Nations meetings in Paris in 2010. It is with great pride, and the Arkansas Alumni Association is extremely proud, to honor a world-renowned information systems researcher and business scholar, distinguished professor and George and Boyce Billingsley Chair, Department of Information Systems, Sam M. Walton College of Business, Dr. Viswanath Venkatesh.
Good evening. I want to thank the Arkansas Alumni Association and our distinguished guests. It's a great, great honor to be here in your company and to receive this prestigious award. I also want to thank the university, the Walton College. I've been here for about 8 years. I'm on my third dean, and I hope Dean Jones is our dean for a while. And the university for all the support. Without that, it would not have been possible. I'm also very flattered to be the holder of the Billingsley Chair, and without their generous support, none of this would be possible. When I asked Debbie Bloom, what should I talk about? She said, well, you have 3 to 5 minutes, speak from the heart. So I asked my two dear friends who are here with me what I should, that's what I heard. And Dr. Sue Brown said, absolutely not. And Dr. Tracy Sykes said, just be yourself, but nicer. So I have 3 to 5 minutes. I'm probably used up a minute or a minute and a half of that already, but I've never spoken or done anything in 3 to 5 minutes. So I have 2 hours, 50 minutes for class. So I did what any professor would do: looked up on Google how many words can I talk about in about 3 to 5 minutes, and I have 450 to 750 words. So, why did I join this program? Why did I start doing research? Why did I join a PhD program? I was having too much fun at school and never wanted to leave. And after I finished my graduate work at Temple University, and I had decided to join the PhD program at the University of Minnesota, I went to visit my parents in India, and they said, why don't you be like a normal person and get a real job? So I have never had a real job, and I'm not normal. Of course, my parents are actually the inspiration for me. My mom retired as a school principal, and my dad retired as a vice president of finance and operations. So naturally, I'm a professor in the business school. But seriously, the people I really need to thank are my collaborators. They've made me look good for many years. And my two dear friends, Dr. Sue Brown and Dr. Tracy Sykes, are my collaborators. And they've contributed to the research that we've done. And I'm really delighted to be here to receive this award and for them to be here to share this with me. Chancellor Gerhardt mentioned about our project in India. It's actually, as he said, it is my favorite project, because one of the most wonderful things we've done in the villages that we are doing this work in is actually to reduce the mortality rates. When we started, the infant, child, and maternal mortality rates were about 10%. Compare that to Singapore or the US, where it's about 0.2, 0.3%. And now it's 5%. In about 5 years. So it's really gratifying to be part of that project, and I'm just one of the many people who's involved in that project, and so very happy to be involved. I'm going to close with a quote from Mark Twain, who said that, I can live for 2 months on a good compliment. I think this award will take me for several months. Thank you very much.